may not be as important as actually documenting the tag. So what you're going to need is pretty simple. It's not rocket science. It's actually a simple thing to do. You're going to need a tape if you're going to take a length. And a lot of this may vary depending on your guys' needs and wants. And your data recording sheets that you have. Alcohol swabs, I threw that in there. And some people do it, some people don't. I think it might be a good idea to disinfect that needle in between fish, just in case there were ever any virus or disease that would prevent you from transmitting it in between fish. And then you're going to need your gun and your tags. So there's not a whole lot to that part of it. And as far as the procedure goes, you're going to catch a muskie. Now I put the arrows there because you can do step 2 and 3 one of two ways. You can record your data and have your tag ready and tag the fish right before you release it, or you can jot down your tag number before you ever catch the fish and know that's your next tag word. You can tag the fish, release it, and then record your stuff. As a biologist, I recommend recording your data before you release the fish. I know that may not coincide with your guys' release procedures, but that way you don't forget anything. You know, mines tend to be off sometimes. Yeah.
So you guys know it's alright, but just a recommendation if you're wondering about it. My recommendation would be the fish never leaves the net until all this is done.
Yep.
And if you're going to take a picture, that's done after all this is done. So the fish is in the live well, your net, while you take care of all of this. You're not pulling it out and messing around with it. There's no reason why you can't do the tagging while the fish is
in the water. And I'm going to say that when I get to that part, yeah, I agree. I would tag the fish in the water for sure.
And if I could jump in real quick.
Yep, absolutely.
Except for maybe our 2 new members, I mean, I'm pretty sure most of us can recognize stress. Just real quick, and if I miss anything, please jump in. The fish's belly up in the net, stressed. If the fins are bleeding or really red or orange, the fish is stressed. If the eyes are rolling back, it's stressed. If it rolls on, if it can't maintain its correct posture in the water, it's stressed. If you catch a fish and you deem it to be stressed, I personally, there's no way in the world I'm going to take the extra time to tag that fish. There's always be other fish to tag. Yep. So make sure you put the fish's interest over that in the tagging study at all times.
And a step between the 2 extremes, Scott's of not tagging it and tagging it. The thought process is that you could just tag it and not record anything and just let it out of the net.
And that will work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So
absolutely.
If you get a feel for the sliding scale, which is this fish is super stressed, I'm just letting it go. This fish is pretty stressed, I'm just going to tag it and not really record anything.
Yeah.
And John, I think, and Tony did a good job with the instructions actually saying, look, it's a 38-inch fish. Ballpark.
Sure, I think that would be fine, yeah. And you'll always have the date and you'll have the tag number. I mean, you'll know, I guess those are the most important things. And you'll obviously have a location. That was another thing I wanted to say is the length is, is when you're recording stuff, you could always do it after because it's not as...
Well, I mentioned before that there's a lot of guys here, I don't know if you heard me say this. I have, pieces of wood basically with tapes on it, so I can just literally throw it in the water, leaving the fish in the net, don't have to pull it out at all, get a good estimate, if not a really good measurement with that, with the fish never getting its head out of the water.
Yep.
And we're done.
Yeah, great idea. Okay, so there's a picture of a tag, and I'll get into the location. So that is where the tag is going to go. Should be next to the base of the dorsal fin, somewhere, front to back isn't as crucial as being next to the base of the dorsal fin. And I'll go through just some instructions here. It's kind of wordy. I'll talk through it and then we'll demonstrate it. Side of the fish, it's not imperative that it goes on one side or the other, but you can pick a side. And I know I read through the instructions and I think, did those come with the guns or did you guys make those somewhere?
Well, we made a set of instructions.
There's some that came with the gun. I think it mentions to do it on one specific side, but to me it really doesn't make a difference. Whatever's easiest, and it's going to be less stressful on the fish. If it's facing this way, you do it on this side. that sort of thing. So, recommended you leave the fish in the net, like Scott said, during tagging, during everything really, probably. So disinfect the needle best you can. The tags, you're probably not really going to disinfect them with alcohol. And like I said, I don't think that's critical, but it's a good precaution just to do that, just to prevent any sort of spreading of disease or anything. So you're going to firmly grasp this fish maybe by the tail, or you can see how that guy's doing it there. He kind of has it just in front of the dorsal fin, and the main thing you want is to support the fish so that when you're forcing the needle in, you have some back pressure there, so you actually insert the needle. If you got a partner with you, it might be a good idea. No, it's hard when you're leaning over the side of the boat, but just to have them stick their hand or their arm behind the fish where you're putting the tag in, so you don't have to have both hands on it. You could have your hand on the tail and one on the gun, and your partner could have his hand behind the fish holding it that way. So you're gonna insert the needle in the gun. This will obviously be easier. I guess I can grab one here, just to kind of show you. So you're gonna push this in. Say if the fish is facing this way, at a forward and downward angle, you're gonna try to get it through the dorsal rays, underneath the skin, where they meet the fish's back. And the reason for that is you'll get better tag retention if the T on the tag is on the other side of the dorsal rays. So once you get the needle fully inserted, you're going to squeeze the handle, you're going to turn the gun, and you're going to pull it out with the handle compressed. And then you're going to release the handle and it loads another tag. So it's pretty simple. There's really not a lot to it. And that's everything I just said. And then once you have you pulled out the gun, you want to grab that tag and just give a tug on it to make sure that it's set. If that tag is really loose, or you can pull it out with your hand, you're either going to want to redo it or not do it, depending on how you feel the fish is, you know. But if it's really loose, it's probably not going to hold, and you wasted your time with that one anyway. So you want to make sure they're set good, and that's the whole reason for trying to get the T-bar on the tag through the dorsal rays. And obviously you can't see them, so it's just kind of a feel thing and a sight thing when you're looking at the fish. You can tell where those dorsal rays go down, and you just want to make sure your needle looks as if it's going across those dorsal rays before you pull this handle and shoot the tag out. And that's all there is to it, and then you let that fish go. A couple things to keep in mind. When you're looking for the tags on recap fish, they can get covered in algae, and they likely will after probably a year or so. So you just want to look pretty close, you know, because if you do miss them and they were there, I guess you lost out. It's not the end of the world, but just something to keep in mind. There's a difference there between what fresh tags look like and maybe what tags that have been in for a year or two will look like. You may not be able to see them very well.
As far as recaptures go, if the tags get algae over, it's more important that we know the fish was tagged and not the number is secondary.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
Right, and that's up to you guys totally. If you want to try to wipe the tag off and see the number, that's up to you guys. All that's going to do for you is it's going to give you some extra data on movement and lengths and stuff if you got one in the first place. But like Scott said, it's the population estimate is the real goal here. So the number is secondary. And as these guys said earlier, anybody that's in this tagging study should be carrying the permit. It'll save us and you guys any trouble if you get stopped by law enforcement and they say, well, what are you tagging fish for? And you can show them.
I got a question on this.
Yeah, sure.
You want the needle to
Pop a scale out, right where you're going to stick the needle in. Just take the tip of the needle and pop a scale out of the way, just so that you're not trying to drive a scale through the skin. It's really going to help. You don't have to. You can work the needle under the back of the scale if you want to, but I recommend just popping one out, and it gives you a little better area there to get the tag inserted. Did I answer your question there?
Jojo's ruling.
Andy. Obviously, it's not.
Make tacos, Jojo?
Where'd that one just go?
Fish tacos.
That is a nice pike. Who caught that?
Jane Cotter's buddy.
Yeah? Where'd they catch it?
Probably the Niagara River.
Yeah?
Bell slip. No, bell slip.
Bell slip?
All right, so I'm gonna say let's just say the fish is going this
Oh,
way.
that nasty slimy thing.
So if you had a hold of the fish right here, obviously if you have a 40-some pound fish, it's going to be hard to get a hold of it there. So you may have to grab it like this, or like I said, have a partner hold on the back. And what you're going to want to do is, you can move a scale like that. Now I'm kind of gauging the length of this needle, and I'm looking at, I would start, depending on the size of the fish, far enough away that it's going to let your needle get through like that. But you don't want to come out the other side of the fish, obviously. So you're going to go forward and downward. So you go through those dorsal spines like that. Flip a tag, turn, release. Check it to make sure it's set. And let them go.
Bingo.
Any danger
That's
of,
pretty it.
any danger of getting it into the backbone?
There shouldn't be too much, you know,
Okay.
especially on a real big fish. You're up quite a bit higher than the backbone. I mean,
Who's got the bag of tags?
if you went straight down, there could be some issues, John. But
Right,
if
okay.
you're going at a
Sideways?
slight angle, yeah,
You want to go into the kind of the cartilage underneath the fin, right?
right, exactly. And you want to try to get, these rays
Yeah.
extend down a ways, so
Right.
you want to try to get your tag through those rays.
Can you feel them when you're going through?
Not really. On a big fish, you may though. You may tap into some. And I don't want to do anymore. I want to let you guys
Yes.
practice.